What is up, guys? This is going to be my trailer breakdown for Legends of Tomorrow Season 3, Episode 14, titled No Country for Old Dads. But before that, I actually want to talk about the news surrounding Jefferson Jackson returning to the season finale of this season, along with Jonah Hex and Constantine. Constantine is returning for episode, I think, 16 or 17 in Necromancing the Stone, and then also episode 18, which is the season finale, which is called The Good, the Bad, and the Cuddly, along with Jonah Hex and Jefferson Jackson. Firestorm is not returning, Martin Stein is not returning, only Jefferson Jackson is, which might open the door to something really interesting, which would be Jefferson Jackson using the Fire Totem to be a new superhero. He wouldn't be Firestorm because his head wouldn't be on fire, he wouldn't have the nuclear powers like transmutation, he wouldn't have the Firestorm Matrix, there would be only one person, it would be a completely different superhero, but still with fire powers, and that would be a pretty clever way to have Jefferson Jackson back on the show. I don't know if it's gonna happen because Franz Drama, the guy who plays Jefferson Jackson, is not a series regular at this point. He can return to being one, but Wally West kind of did replace him as that character, or he just replaced him in general, along with Constantine, I think, replacing Rip Hunter at this point. Who knows, because he's returning 2 more episodes, so it's possible. But him returning isn't probable. He's returning for sure, but him returning as Firestorm isn't very probable. Him using the Fire Totem, I think, is pretty probable, but he wouldn't be using it for more than 1 episode, and he wouldn't be Firestorm anymore. But I think that he should be. I think he should return. I think it's a clever way to cut costs on him, because there's always a problem with him going out on the field. It was obviously really expensive for the show because they did it so rarely. They did it every 3 or 4 episodes. They didn't do it very often. But him only having the Fire Totem and not the Firestorm Matrix, meaning he doesn't have, his head isn't on fire, so they don't need to have special effects all the time. And I'm betting he doesn't fly as much. He just doesn't have as much CGI, so it's not as expensive. So it would be a pretty clever way to have him back on the show without the need of Victor Garber, who played Martin Stein, because he left. But that's my opinion on Firestorm or Jefferson Jackson coming back to the show. With that in mind, let's go over the thing that this video is titled, which is the trailer breakdown. But before the breakdown, let's watch the trailer.
Everything that we're doing to find Ray, it's turning up empty. I have an idea. If we find my totem, then you find Ray.
You understand how torture works.
We're gonna get Ray back.
DC's Legends of Tomorrow. All new episode Monday at 8, 7 Central on the CW.
So, right at the beginning of the trailer, we hear Vixen saying that we need to, in order to find Ray, we need to find my totem. And we also, right before that, we see her and Zari sitting down around some candles. We do see a better big picture of it here in the promotional photo. We see them sitting around some candles with their eyes closed, seemingly praying or doing some sort of ceremony, which might lead to them finding Vixen's totem, because it's too much of a coincidence seeing them both back to back, them sitting down, and they're both totem bearers around doing some sort of prayer, and then Zari or Vixen saying that they need to find the totem in order to find Ray, and also this promotional photo. So I definitely think that they're doing some sort of ceremony or prayer in order to find the totem through time and space, which will lead to them finding Ray as well. So, to get a better idea of the episode, let's read the synopsis. So, the synopsis reads, when Damian and Nora Dark take Ray hostage, they force him to try to fix the Fire Totem, but Ray tries to use the power struggle between them to his advantage. Ray and Nora find themselves working together in the 1960s East Germany in order to fix the totem, but soon come face to face with a younger and deadlier version of Damian Dark. Meanwhile, Sarah seems to be taking positive steps in her personal life. So this seems to be directly after Reyes is kidnapped by Damian and Nora, which was a pretty stupid scene. The fact that Ray trusted Damian to give him the totem and not kill him or take him hostage was pretty dumb. What he probably should have done is taken the totem and put the serum down and left. That way he could have gotten the totem. He would have saved Nora's life because Damian would inject her with the thing, and it would be all well and good. But instead he was really dumb, and he was staying there with 2 people who could easily kill him or take him hostage without him being able to do anything. I mean, he could have at least taking his magical gun to defend himself. It was just a really, really stupid scene, in my opinion. So, first of all, it says that Nora and Damien are using Ray to fix the fire totem. First of all, about that, Ray is actually a really weird choice to take hostage to fix the fire totem. He's not exactly a magical genius. In fact, I know that Damien Dark probably knows a lot more than him about magic stuff, so it'd be weird that they're kidnapping Ray for this purpose. But we did see the fire totem being destroyed in Vixen Season 2. We didn't see it this season, so it might be a little confusing how we see the fire totem, it's broken, but we don't actually know why. But it was destroyed by Vixen, not the Vixen here, but the Vixen, her granddaughter, Mari McCabe, who is the main Vixen in the comics and should have been the main Vixen here, but on Legends of Tomorrow, but I think the actress wasn't available. But she destroyed the fire totem in the end of Season 2 of that show, so that is why the fire totem is destroyed. But still, it's a little weird why they're taking Ray hostage for this purpose, to fix the fire totem. He is he's a technology expert, which is basically the opposite of magic. They should have captured took hostage Constantine or any of the Vixens. It's a little weird that they took Ray because he's a technical genius or a expert, not a magical one in the slightest. So it says that Ray tries to use the power struggle between Nora and Ray to his advantage. I mean, Nora and Damien. This is a power struggle that we have not been hinted to in the slightest, at all. There being a power struggle in this episode would be a little out of nowhere, because Damien was always on the top of this power chain, because he is a lot older, more experienced, and he is her father. So this power struggle that they're talking about in the synopsis has not existed this season. So if it happens, hopefully it happens more naturally than I expect, but I expect it to just be out of nowhere, make no sense, at least according to the synopsis. Synopses are very misleading sometimes, so it might be something completely different, but and I'm hoping it is, because the power struggle would be coming out of absolutely nowhere. Then the synopsis takes a really, really weird turn, saying that Ray and Nora find themselves working together in 1960s East Germany in order to fix the totem, but soon come face to face with the younger version of Damien Dark. That comes out of nowhere as well as this power struggle, because why are they in the 60s? Why are they in Germany? And why is Damien Dark in Germany as well, a younger version of himself? I think that either Damien forces them back into the 60s, or Mullis does, or they go back there by mistake. I'm guessing that Damien and Nora maybe get into an argument, and then because of that, Mullis wants to separate them, so he sends Nora along with Ray to 1960s East Germany. But still, it is a little out of nowhere as well with the power struggle. It's just out of nowhere in the synopsis, which Legends of Tomorrow actually does do sometimes, which isn't always a bad thing. But here, I don't know. I don't really know. It's just out of nowhere. A lot of the synopsis seems to be out of nowhere, which is something I'm saying a lot. And the last thing to touch on with the synopsis is, meanwhile, Sarah seems to be taking positive steps in her personal life, which is, I don't really care, whatever. So moving on, something which is noticeably absent from the trailers and the synopsis is Wally West and Rip Hunter. I think there might have been a glimpse of Wally West in the trailer, but nothing crazy eye-catching or something. But he is actually probably the main focal point of this episode, because he is going to join the team in this episode. You see it in the promotional photos. You see him on the Wave Rider along with Rip Hunter. You see him in the seat of the Wave Rider, in one of the seats. So he is joining the team. So really weird to me why he's not in the trailer or the synopsis. It might be that they're trying to keep it a secret. I mean, not a secret, but they don't want people to get spoiled. But, I mean, it's not really a spoiler. They've been building this up for the last 2 episodes, so it's really weird to me why he isn't in the trailer. I would have made the trailer focus completely around him joining the team, because that is the most interesting part of the episode. I think also Rip Hunter is going to rejoin the team possibly, although I'm not 100% sure about that. But I don't know. I don't see any reason he wouldn't. I think the only reason Sarah gave him up is because I don't really remember why, but at this point, I think it's something to do with Mullis. At this point, Sarah knows that Mullis exists, So I see no reason Rip Hunter wouldn't join the team along with Wally West. But Wally West joining the team is probably the most interesting part of this episode, which is so weird why he's not in the trailer or the synopsis, but at least he is in the photos. So that is all for this breakdown, which was a breakdown of the synopsis, the trailer, and the promotional photos as usual. But what do you think about this trailer, and what are you excited for about this episode? Me personally, I'm excited to see Wally West and maybe even Rip Hunter rejoin / join the team. I'm excited for that the most out of anything, but let me know what you're excited for in the comments down below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.